Hi everyone, welcome back to Bible in a Year. My name is Natalie and today we are on day 257. I am so happy that you're here today and I hope that your day is going fantastic. We are going to be reading out of 2 Samuel chapter 19, Ezekiel chapter 13, Mark chapter 10, but only verses 32 through 52 today. And then we're going to close out the day with Psalm 128. So let's move into 2 Samuel chapter 19 and see what's going on. Joab was told, "Behold, the king weeps and mourns for Absalom." The victory that day was turned into mourning among all the people, for the people heard it said that day, "The king grieves for his son." The people sneaked into the city that day, as people who are ashamed steal away when they flee in battle. The king covered his face, and the king cried with a loud voice, "My son Absalom, Absalom, my son, my son." Joab came into the house to the king and said, "Today you have shamed the faces of all your servants, who today have saved your life, and the lives of your sons and of your daughters, and the lives of your wives, and the lives of your concubines, and that you love those who hate you, and hate those who love you. For you have declared today that princes and servants are nothing to you. For today I perceive that if Absalom had lived, and we had all died today, then it would have pleased you well. Now therefore, arise, go out and speak to comfort your servants, for I swear by Yahweh, if you don't go out, not a man will stay with you this night. That would be worse to you than all the evil that has happened to you from your youth until now." Then the king arose and sat in the gate, and the people were all told, "Behold, the king is sitting in the gate." All the people came before the king, and now Israel had fled, every man to his tent. All the people were at strife throughout all the tribes of Israel, saying, "The king delivered us out of the hand of our enemies, and he saved us out of the hand of the Philistines. And now he has fled out of the land from Absalom. Absalom, whom we anointed over us, is dead in battle. Now therefore, why don't you speak a word of bringing the king back?" King David sent to Zadok and to Abiathar the priest, saying, "Speak to the elders of Judah, saying, why are you the last to bring the king back to his house, since the speech of all Israel has come to the king to return him to his house? You are my brothers, you are my bone and my flesh. Why then are you the last to bring back the king? Say to Amasa, aren't you my bone and my flesh? God do so to me, and more also, if you aren't captain of my army before me continually instead of Joab." He bowed the heart of all the men of Judah, even as one man, so that they sent to the king, saying, "Return you and all your servants." So the king returned and came to the Jordan, and Judah came to Gilgal to go to meet the king, to bring the king over the Jordan. Shimei, the son of Gera, the Benjamite, who was of Bahurim, hurried and came down with the men of Judah to meet King David. There were 1,000 men of Benjamin with him, and Ziba, the servant of Saul's house, and his 15 sons, and his 20 servants with him. And they went through the Jordan in the presence of the king. A ferry boat went to bring over the king's household and to do what he thought was good. Shimei, the son of Gera, fell down before the king when he had come over the Jordan. He said to the king, Don't let my lord impute iniquity to me, or remember that which your servant did perversely the day that my lord the king went out of Jerusalem, that the king should take it to his heart. For your servant knows that I have sinned, and therefore, behold, I have come today as the first of all the house of Joseph to go down to meet my lord the king. But Abishai, the son of Zeruiah, answered, "Shouldn't Shimei be put to death for this, because he cursed Yahweh's anointed?" David said, "What have I to do with you, you sons of Zeruiah, that you should be adversaries to me today? Shall any man be put to death today in Israel? For don't I know that I am king over Israel today?" The king said to Shimei, "You will not die." The king swore to him. Here we go again. Mephibosheth, the son of Saul, came down to meet the king, and he had neither groomed his feet, nor trimmed his beard, nor washed his clothes, from the day the king departed until the day he came home in peace. When he had come to Jerusalem to meet the king said to him, "Why didn't you go with me, Mephibosheth?" He answered, "My lord, O king, my servant deceived me, for your servant said, 'I will saddle a donkey for myself, that I may ride on it and go with the king, because your servant is lame.' He has slandered your servant to my lord the king, but my lord the king is an angel of God. Therefore do what is good in your eyes. For all my father's house were but dead men before my lord the king. Yet you set your servant among those who ate at your own table. What right, therefore, have I yet that I should appeal any more to the king?" And the king said to him, "Why do you speak any more of your matters? I say, you and Ziba divide the land." Mephibosheth said to the king, "Yes, let him take all, because my lord the king has come in peace to his own house." Barzillai the Gileadite came down from Rogelim, and he went over the Jordan with the king to conduct. Let me start that over again. Verse 31. Barzillai the Gileadite came down from Rogelim, and he went over the Jordan with the king to conduct him over the Jordan. Now Barzillai was a very aged man, even 80 years old. He had provided the king with sustenance while he stayed at Mahanaim, for he was a very great man. The king said to Barzillai, "Come over with me, and I will sustain you with me in Jerusalem." Barzillai said to the king, "How many are the days of the years of my life, that I should go up with the king to Jerusalem? I am 80 years old today. Can I discern between good and bad? Can your servant taste what I eat or what I drink? Can I hear the voice of singing men and singing women any more? Why then should your servant be a burden to my lord the king? Your servant will just go over the Jordan with the king. Why should the king repay me with such a reward? Please let your servant turn back again, that I may die in my own city, by the grave of my father and my mother. But behold, your servant Chimham, let him go over with my lord the king, and do to him what shall seem good to you." The king answered, "Chimham shall go over with me, and I will do to him that which shall seem good to you. Whatever you request of me, that I will do for you." All the people went over the Jordan, and the king went over. Then the king kissed Barzillai and blessed him, and he returned to his own place. So the king went over to Gilgal, and Chimham went over with him. All the people of Judah brought the king over, and also half the people of Israel. Behold, all the men of Israel came to the king and said to the king, "Why have our brothers, the men of Judah, stolen you away and brought the king and his household over the Jordan, and all David's men with him?" All the men of Judah answered the man of Israel, "Because the king is a close relative to us. Why then are you angry about this matter? Have we eaten at all at the king's cost, or has he given us any gift?" The men of Israel answered the men of Judah and said, "We have 10 parts in the king, and we have also more claim to David than you. Why then did you despise us, that our advice should not be first had in bringing back our king?" The words of the men of Judah were fiercer than the words of the men of Israel. It's nice to be fought over. All right. Ezekiel chapter 13. Yahweh's word came to me, saying, "Son of man, prophesy against the prophets of Israel who prophesy, and say to those who prophesy out of their own heart, Hear Yahweh's word. The Lord Yahweh says, Woe to the foolish prophets who follow their own spirit and have seen nothing. Israel, your prophets have been like foxes in the waste places. You have not gone up into the gaps or built up the wall for the house of Israel to stand in the battle of Yahweh's day. They have seen falsehood and lying divination, who say, Yahweh says, but Yahweh has not sent them. They have made men to hope that the word would be confirmed. Haven't you seen a false vision? And haven't you spoken a lying divination in that you say, Yahweh says, but I have not spoken? Therefore, the Lord Yahweh says, because you have spoken falsehood and seen lies, therefore, behold, I am against you, says the Lord Yahweh. My hand will be against the prophets who see false visions and who utter lying divinations. They will not be in the counsel of my people, neither will they be written in the writing of the house of Israel, neither will they enter into the land of Israel. Then you will know that I am the Lord Yahweh. Even because they have seduced my people, saying, Peace, and there is no peace. When one builds up a wall, behold, they plaster it with whitewash. Tell those who plaster it with whitewash that it will fall. There will be an overflowing shower, and great hailstones, will fall. A stormy wind will tear it. Behold, when the wall has fallen, won't it be said to you, Where is the plaster with which you have plastered it? Therefore, the Lord Yahweh says, I will even tear it away with a stormy wind in my wrath. There will be an overflowing shower in my anger, and the great hailstones in wrath to consume it. So I will break down the wall that you have plastered with whitewash, and bring it down to the ground, so that its foundations will be uncovered. It will fall, and you will be consumed in the middle of it. Then you will know that I am Yahweh. Thus I will accomplish my wrath on the wall, and on those who have plastered it with whitewash. I will tell you, the wall is no more, nor those who plastered it, to wit, the prophets of Israel, who prophesy concerning Jerusalem, and who see visions of peace for her, and there is no peace, says the Lord Yahweh. You son of man, set your face against the daughters of your people who prophesy out of their own heart, and prophesy against them, and say, The Lord Yahweh says, Woe to the woman who sew magic bands on all elbows, and make veils for the head of persons of every stature to hunt souls. Will you hunt the souls of my people and save souls alive for yourselves? You have profaned me among my people for handfuls of barley and for pieces of bread, to kill the soul who should not die, and to save the soul alive who should not live. But you're lying to my people who listen to lies. Therefore, the Lord Yahweh says, Behold, I am against your magic bands, with which you hunt the souls to make them fly, and I will tear them from your arms. I will let the souls fly free, even the souls whom you ensnare like birds. I will also tear your veils and deliver my people out of your hand, and they will no longer be in your hand to be ensnared. Then you will know that I am Yahweh. Because with lies you have grieved the heart of the righteous, whom I have not made. Let me start at verse 22. Because with lies you have grieved the heart of the righteous, whom I have not made sad, and strengthened the hands of the wicked, that he should not return from his wicked way, and be saved alive. Therefore you shall no more see false visions, nor practice divination. I will deliver my people out of your hand. Then you will know that I am Yahweh. Wow, wow, wow. All right, Mark chapter 10, verse 32 through 52. So they were on their way, going up to Jerusalem, and Jesus was going in front of them, and they were amazed, and those who followed were afraid. He again took the 12 and began to tell them the things that were going to happen to him. Behold, we are going up to Jerusalem. The Son of Man will be delivered to the chief priests and to the scribes. They will condemn him to death and will deliver him to the Gentiles. They will mock him, spit on him, scourge him, and kill him. On the third day, he will rise again. James and John, the sons of Zebedee, came near to him, saying, Teacher, we want you to do for us whatever we will ask. And he said to them, What do you want me to do for you? And they said to him, Grant to us that we may sit, one at your right hand and one at your left hand in your glory. But Jesus said to them, You don't know what you are asking. Are you able to drink the cup that I drink, and to be baptized with the baptism that I am baptized with? And they said to him, We are able. Jesus said to them, You shall indeed drink the cup that I drink, and you shall be baptized with the baptism that I am baptized with. But to sit at my right hand and at my left hand is not mine to give, but for whom it has been prepared. When the 10 heard it, they began to be indignant toward James and John. Jesus summoned them and said to them, You know that they are recognized as rulers over the nations, lord it over them. I'm going to start that verse over, verse 42. Jesus summoned them and said to them, You know that they who are recognized as rulers over the nations lord it over them, and their great ones exercise authority over them. But it shall not be among you. But whoever wants to become great among you shall be your servant. Whoever of you wants to become first among you shall be bondservant of all. For the Son of Man also came not to be served, but to serve, and to give his life as ransom for many. They came to Jericho. As he went out from Jericho with his disciples and a great multitude, the son of Timaeus, Bartimaeus, a blind beggar, was sitting by the road. When he heard that it was Jesus, the Nazarene, he began to cry out and say, Jesus, you son of David, have mercy on me. Many rebuked him that he should be quiet, but he cried out much more, You son of David, have mercy on me. And Jesus stood still and said, Call him. They called the blind man, saying to him, Cheer up, get up, he is calling you. He, casting away his cloak, sprang up and came to Jesus. Jesus asked him, "What do you want me to do for you?" The blind man said to him, "Rabboni, that I may see again." Jesus said to him, "Go your way. Your faith has made you well." Immediately he received his sight and followed Jesus on the way. Oh, I would love that kind of healing. And again, it kind of goes back to yesterday. Is it, or maybe the day before, is it my unbelief that keeps me injured? Is it God's will that keeps me injured? Oh man, to have that kind of healing. Jesus saying, "What do you want? Please heal my vision, heal my brain, heal my neck, heal the nerve damage, heal my speech." Okay, you're well. Be on your way. Oh my goodness, that would be fantastic. All right, here we go. This is Psalm 128, a song of ascents. Blessed is everyone who fears Yahweh, who walks in his ways. For you will eat the labor of your hands. You will be happy, and it will be well with you. Your wife will be as fruitful vine in the innermost parts of your house, and your children like olive shoots around your table. Behold, this is how the man who fears Yahweh is blessed. May Yahweh bless you out of Zion, and may you see the good of Jerusalem all the days of your life. Yes, may you see your children's children. Peace be upon Israel. A beautiful blessing. Well, everybody, that finishes up today. Thank you so much for stopping by. It is so wonderful to see people enjoying this format and enjoying just the silliness of everything that happens day by day. This is clearly, what do they call it? This is not a professional recording studio. So thank you for your patience, and so glad that you're here. Please come on back for tomorrow, which will be day 258. Have the most wonderful day, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.